Welcome to Interviews, hosted by Randy Goodman, Harvey Callis Real Estate, your real estate professional. Get to know our community, our businesses, products, and services that will elevate your life. Please welcome your hostess, Randy Goodman.
Good morning, everyone. It's Randy here from Harvey Callis Real Estate, and I am super excited to be here with Michelle Ryckman, who is from Go For Girl, which is, I was going to say Go To Girl, Go For Girl, which is a personal concierge service. So we're going to find out all about that. Michelle, thank you for being here with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I look forward to hearing all about what you do. So first of all, tell us, what do you do?
Well, Go For Girl is a personal concierge service. So my time is up for reservation to help you with the daily demands, the stresses, and the tasks that you just do not have time for, or just aren't your strength. You just don't like to do them. So that's what I'm here for.
Okay, perfect. So give us some examples of that. Like what kind of services? Does it include technology? Like tell us a little bit more.
Sure. So I have taken all of the different strengths that I have. So technology, I do offer admin support. So data entry and customer service is very much in my background. Lately, I have been getting a lot of requests for people who are moving. So I help you pack, purge, organize, and then after you move, I have had my time reserved to help you unpack and get set up in your homes. I've also grocery shopped for people. I have finished laundry and put it away. I have co-hosted parties. I have done cooking for people, food prep. So, people who have been away on holidays, I've gone in and checked on their places for them. And then when they've come back, they send me a little grocery list and I get their food. And so that when they get home, they're ready to rock and roll.
Wow. Okay. So you're really an all around helping person, right? You just do anything and everything, which is awesome, because for the busy entrepreneur, the busy business person or professional, you can be a great help to them.
Yes.
Okay, that's perfect. So when you were in school and studying and, graduating, what did you imagine you were going to do, and what's your journey to getting here?
Oh, well, when I was in school, I thought I was going to be an accountant, and actually went to college for accounting, and that lasted all of 3 months. And I realized, oh, this is not what I want to be doing. So I changed to marketing, and I do have a diploma in marketing. But then my life kind of took I went into the bank, and I was in the bank for a very long time until I had my second child. And that's when I became the domestic engineer. So I stayed home and raised my kids. And so this kind of evolved from all of that learning and using my skills, because, when I was raising my children, we didn't have the technology that they do now. Like my kids didn't have their phones. And so I don't understand how people can get it all done with that extra added, thing to put on. So yeah, this was started by a family member, actually. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. And it's funny because, and I say this all the time, but I love hearing the stories, right? Because it's like, like what I do now, I didn't study in school, right?
Yeah.
It just evolved that way. So it's amazing to hear other people's stories and how they evolved. And clearly, I had kind of a similar background to you in accounting, right? So like, and then you're not doing anything to do with accounting, right?
Exactly.
So it's amazing to see like where life takes you. So but you look truly passionate about it. Like you look like you absolutely love what you're doing.
I really do. I really do. And part of it is, like I always say, I never judge anybody because I'm not walking in your shoes. I'm really just like, how can I be of help and make it you know, the task go away, finish the task, or just even organizing your spaces so that it just flows easier for you. And, you know, even decluttering too is just relieving some of that from you. And I always say I'm the best person to help you declutter because I have no attachment to your stuff. So I can be very objective, but very kind and very gentle too. Like, you know, it is your items and it is your space. So, yeah.
Sorry, you see me looking down. I'm trying to share.
Oh, that's okay. No worries.
Because for some reason my phone doesn't let me do it, but I can't share on your page because your page doesn't allow it. So you're gonna have to share it on your page.
I will do that.
Okay. I will share it on my Toronto Women's Expo page. Okay, so you are like, do you have any like software systems that you use when you're helping people? Like, do you specialize in any software systems that you can tell people about?
No, I don't. I actually am a very hands-on person. So I actually will look at the situation and I can figure out, I always say it looks like a big puzzle to me because I literally will take it all apart and then kind of put it back together, but put it back together in a way that's, you know, easier for you. So at the moment, no, it's because I never know what I'm walking into. You know, people reserve my time and it could say declutter and I'm like, okay. So, and I figure it out when I get there, unless, you know, I do offer consults too. And I've had some clients that just think it was very, very big and was going to take a very big time and really wanted. And I'm like, okay, you know, I had a couple of people where they thought it was going to take 2 days. And when I went and looked at it, I said, if the two of us are doing it, I said 4 to 6 hours, and we actually got it done in 3.5. And she was just blown away because, you know, when you've been sitting on something for so long and I come in and I can complete the task because I am giving it 100% of my attention on your task and I don't have the other distractions. Yeah.
Right. Okay, perfect. So yeah, just wanting to like understand everything so that our audience who's listening to this is able to understand exactly what you do and how you help people. So I'm just trying to like distinguish it between being a concierge and being a virtual assistant, so to speak, right?
Yes.
So very different things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So who would be like, what would be happening in someone's life right now where they would say, I need to call Michelle. Michelle's the one to help me.
Well, right now I'm actually helping a woman that is moving. So I'm going to be helping her pack up. We are now going into September, and I mean, I don't have children in the school system, so I'm grateful for that. And I can't even imagine what parents are going through.
Right.
A service that I'm offering is in-home cooking and baking lessons for anybody 10 and up, even if the adults don't know how to cook and want to learn how to cook. I taught my children how to cook, and I think it's an essential skill in life because you have to eat, and it's just better to know what you're putting in your system and making it from scratch. You know how much salt and really what's going into it and not so many preservatives. I'm very much a scratch cook, but I also don't have hours to do cooking. So my meals have to be within the hour and they have to taste good. And my daughter, who is in New Zealand, just her and I Skyped the other day, and she even said, like, I don't know how you did a different meal every night. She goes, I'm bored cooking all the time. So I love to cook and I love to bake. So that is very much me sharing. So that's an offering that I'm doing at the moment because I don't know what school's looking like for people. So, you know, 2 to 3 hours, I can come in. I will be wearing a mask because I do have a compromised immune system and it is protecting me and protecting, you know, whose house I'm in. But, you know, if you reserve me for, you know, I'm saying 2 to 3 hours, the whole process of prepping, you could have dinner ready and I will leave you how to finish it if it's done earlier in the day.
Right.
And yeah, you've taught your kids how to cook and dinner's ready.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. It's a really vital skill for people to have because you know, how many people just go, well, I'll just order in, or I'll just go pick something up from the restaurant, or I'll
Yes.
just go to the restaurant. And that's
Yes.
great every now and then. But to do that every single day, you really don't know what you're putting in your body, right?
Correct. And the amount of money that you're spending too is astronomical when you break it down, like whatever it is, like even a simple wrap, you know, they're charging $15. You could probably make it for 5. You know, and I'm very much yeah, I like to, you know, really be conscious about the cost of things. So
Right.
to make it very cost effective. So
So they could have 3 meals for the price of one and know what's in it.
and yes, exactly. Like something as simple as taco seasoning. Those little packages are like, turn them around. Like I turn everything around and look at it. It is the sodium count in that thing, which is very high.
Yeah.
You can make that for pennies if you've got all of the spices. It will take you nothing, and you know what you're putting into your body.
Right. No, I think those are really vital lessons, and good for you for teaching your kids and wanting to help other people, because you're right, not everybody has those skills. We weren't all gifted with parents who were great cooks, so we didn't have necessarily good role models, and you know, don't necessarily know how, and there's no shame to that. So if
And that's just it. It's a different circumstance for every family. So, you know, I was a latchkey kid. So my mom worked. So it was really like, I did learn from my mom, but it was really my grandmother, because we spent a lot of time with her. So, and that passion for cooking and baking really comes, like I've been baking since I was 10. I started baking at 10. So yeah, it's been a true passion of mine, and I just love to share it with everybody.
I love that. Okay, good. So we have that in common too, because it was my grandparents that cooked, and one of my grandmothers who loved to bake. So I was
Yes.
doing that from a young age as well. You know, and then even my ex would say, you know, just because I didn't have a good role model at home as far as cooking goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, you know, smell the spices, see what smells good, see what, you know, like even go as basic as that, like, you know, start smelling things. And
Oh, I was taught with no recipes. It was like, how much of this do you put in? And my nana would just say, oh, just some of this. And so literally I learned how to measure in my hand and just
right.
kind of wing it. But yeah, so when people say, how much is that? I'm like, ooh, I have to think
This
about.
much.
Yeah, exactly. I have to do it this much. That's the old way.
That's cute.
Yeah.
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 Very cute. Okay, so do you have like, and this can be personal, professional, whatever is resonating with you right now. Do you have any tips or suggestions for people just to help them in any way? Anything that's hitting you right now?
Well, we are, you know, the produce is, everything is coming in season. So, like I have shared how to make homemade vegetable stock with all the peelings from all of your vegetables. And then your stock will change the flavor depending on the seasoning. Right. I actually make my own cleaning products, and those recipes are like on my website and my Facebook page as well. So I started doing that about the same time I started the business, which will be 6 years. Oh my goodness, 6 years in October I started that. And I was a cook for a period of time at Durham Forest, which is an outdoor educational center. And they would bring in co-op students from the University of Waterloo. So I spent 4 years with having very different environmental students leaving their imprint. And so from that, I just tried to be very environmentally conscious of what I'm using. So that is one of my big, and I've been, like I said, if this stuff cleaned my house, it will clean anybody's house. Cause I mean, I was using this when we had a house full of people. So when you've got teenagers and they're not the cleanest, you know, it got through that grime. So I have lots of like simple, easy to do tricks, environmental, which are on my website, and then recipes too. So I started sharing my recipes, and these are all mine. Like I have recipe books that I've been collecting since I was a teenager, like that people would give me, or that so they're all very tested, the ones that I share. I've been cooking them for decades. So
Okay,
if
perfect.
anybody needs a recipe, I am the person to just, you could even say, I need something for chicken. You could send me 2 or 3 of your ingredients and I'd be like, oh, this will be a perfect. And these are simple.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So tell us one more time before we sign off, what you do to help people so that they know what can they reach out to you for if they need to hire someone.
So my time is up for reservation, and it can be from family assisting, anything within the house, your shopping, your cooking, your laundry, even changing of bed sheets, organizing, you need some help purging because you don't know where to start, or you just don't want to do it. I can come in, there'll be a whole bunch of questions that we will go through to make sure that, you know, if there's something hiding in the space, that I keep an eye out for. And because it's your space and I want it to be how you want it to look, I'll create it, but it's your vision. So
Right.
I work with my clients to help them, you know, have the space that they want. And sometimes people just don't know where to start, or it's just not their thing, and that's okay. Mine is very domestic and, you know, inclined, and that's just my strength, and that's what makes me happy to share. And, you know, it's just me, my husband, you know, our children are adults now, so I just like to share and make other people's lives flow and, you know, be stress free. There's too much going on, we just need a little less stress. So anything domestic, if you're an entrepreneur and you need help, but it's not even enough for a part-time person, you can have me come in for, you know, a day for 4 or 5 hours to complete what you need done, because I do have a big customer service background. And then there is the cooking classes that I'm offering too, if parents are going to keep the kids home and they're looking for something to teach them. Because I mean, this is not that's offered in school anymore. So, you know, and when we're able to have parties and you want to be a guest at your own party, then reach out. And I've done quite a few of those. So it's really, yeah, it's how can I be of help, and how can I, you know, take something off your plate that you don't want to do it. So
it's all customized towards the needs of the person. And
exactly.
can they book you on a regular basis?
Yes. So I've just created monthly packages of 10 or 15 hours a month. So you just let me know when you want in, and it can be consistently, it could be every 2 weeks, it could be every week, it could be once a month. It's really, you're working within my time. So, you know, if it's there, you're in. And once you're in, unless, you know, there's an emergency, but it's very rare that I've ever had to cancel or change anything. And the same with you, because I understand life happens. So if we're set and it's not going to work out, just let me know the day before, just so that I can free the time up to somebody else. Like, yeah, I'm really just here to be of help.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And if I don't, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but if I don't do it, or it's not my strength, I'm sure I know somebody. I've been in Durham, you know, for a while, so that I'm very confident in who people I can refer to you as well.
But you'll move around, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes, I do travel. Yeah.
And don't tell us your pricing, because I want people to come to you, but is it a range of pricing? Is it a set price? Because you're giving of your time. So
right. So it's really like 3. So one package is spontaneous, and it can go anywhere from 2 to 6 hours, and it's just a one-hour, like you just, oh my God, I need this done spontaneously.
right.
And then I have my monthly packages of 10 to 15 hours that you can book. And then the bonuses are the party assist. So, and that's a totally separate one. But the 2 packages are the spontaneous. So how much time do you need? And if you're not sure, we can discuss. And if you book too much and I am done faster, then I only charge you for the time that I'm there.
Okay. And, you know, I know you said like you'll do shopping, you'll do whatever. So is there an additional charge for travel? Is there additional charge for anything?
If it's within, I give a half an hour distance. So anything outside of that would be an additional charge depending on the length of time. Obviously, if I'm stuck in traffic, that's beyond my control and your control,
Right.
because I've had that happen a few times. So
Yeah.
I just try and work with people just to be very fair.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
if I purchase anything, I just ask that you reimburse me
Okay,
for
perfect.
whatever I've put out. Yeah.
And then I know you also mentioned that it was important, like off screen, of course, but that it's important for you to give back. Can you tell us a little bit about how you do that?
Sure. So there's a few organizations that I try and that I've been working with here in the Durham region. So there's a woman that helps teenagers when they max out of CSA, and I have helped her with furniture, helping these kids that she's helping get set up with furniture, their new home. So I do that. There have been times where I've emptied out condos for people and have donated all the furniture to families in the Durham area that are in need. And I love to knit. So during this whole COVID, the first 4 months, I knit a lot. I actually was able to get wool donations. And so I do lap blankets for seniors. At the moment, though, they're not taking the donations. So now I have flipped to making bigger blankets for cancer patients. So that's how I give back, is that I have my time at night, and that's kind of how I kind of calm down for the day, is I knit, and I find it very relaxing. So those are the ways I try to give back as best I can.
Right. Well, it serves a few purposes, right?
Keeps me
Okay.
busy, and it helps, and keeps other people warm. So yes.
Exactly. So it's beautiful. Thank you for doing that. So tell everybody, how can they reach out to you? How can they get a hold of you?
Sure. I can be found I have a website, which is www.go4girl.com, and that's GO, the number 4, like on the sign. It's a play on gopher. I can be found in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So you can message me. I do have a vanity number. So it's 1-833-GO4GIRL, which is 464-4475. And you can message, we can start a conversation and see how I can be of help and get you into my schedule.
Perfect. Love it. Thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing
Thank
with us.
you. Well, thank you so much for having me.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to this interview hosted by Randy Goodman. We hope you will take action and connect with the incredible business people and leaders in our community. And remember, Randy is always here to answer any questions you have regarding your real estate needs. Be sure to register on the website and stay up to date on what's happening in your area at parkbench.com/millpond.